Helmmaster EX. This award-winning system features the first single-engine joystick with digital electric steering and new autopilot capability. See Helmmaster EX in action at a Yamaha Outboard dealer or visit YamahaOutboards.com.
Hey, tune into this week's weekly video fishing forecast for a preview of our last December issue of the year. It's also including our big holiday gift guide. We're going to go over that as well. We have reports from around the island. Fishing is still going on. We also have some events, including an open house this Saturday. We're going to tell you more about that. And we have another open boat episode for you guys.
The fishing news is sponsored by these fine partners.
Hey, today is November 19th, and we are on the Fisherman's Steiger Craft 25-foot project boat powered by a Yamaha 350 engine. Beautiful boat, beautiful day out here on the Long Island Sound, as you can see. Flat calm out. It's just a beautiful day out here, and we're in November. We are down to the last Fisherman issue of the year. It's the 38th issue. It's been a great year for fishing. There's been so much good fishing in local waters, but the good news is the content does not stop with the Fisherman. We will still be doing weekly report updates on the website and sending out fishy content on a weekly basis to our e-news subscribers. Be sure to subscribe to our free e-newsletter to stay up to date with all the local happenings, local fishing reports, events, and regulatory updates. All right, let's get into that 38th issue of the year. We're going to go over it quickly. We'll have more for you on the issue next week as well. But starting off, we're going to go over the gift guide. Again, if you know somebody that is a fisherman, an angler that you got to check out this guide because it'll give you a great idea of what to get them for this holiday giving season. Starting off, we have rods and reels, accessories. We have apparel as well, ideas on hooks, baits and lures, fishing line, and also outside the tackle box items as well. There's over 60 fishy ideas that you could give to a fishy angler that you know. Check out the gift guide. There's a ton of content in there. We're going to bring you more in that issue next week also. Now, until December 31st, Tsunami is giving away a Salt X waterproof backpack when you purchase a new Salt X2 reel. With its 19 seals and machined aluminum frame, the rugged Salt X2 can conquer any fishing condition you may face. Check out the QR code for all the details. We also have another open boat episode this week. Jenny goes into round 2 of the Surfcasters Challenge. Jenny, what do you got for us?
Hey everyone, welcome to this week's open boat. We are on phase 2 of the open boat Surfcaster Challenge. Now, the first week I asked you guys to catch a fish on a teaser. This week I'm going to ask you guys to catch a fish on, I got a million of them in here. Let's see if I can get one on the first try. Oh, bingo, a pencil popper. Now, this is a Scabelli pencil popper. You can fish your favorite pencil popper for this challenge. I want to see you guys get some nice fall run stripers on a pencil popper. Now, of course, I don't have my wader, so I can't wade, but I'm going to talk to you guys while I'm fishing. So, if you guys get a fish on a pencil popper, you're going to email it to me, jackerman@thefisherman.com, with your name and the region you're fishing from. And when we wrap up this video series here, the little challenge, I'm going to showcase all you awesome open boat viewers who caught during the open boat challenge. So get out there now. Now's the time to fish and participate in the open boat challenge. I'm going to be proud of you guys with all the submissions. I know you guys are out there fishing hard, so I can't wait to see your catches on the challenge items. And stay tuned for the next open boat Surfcaster Challenge for the final lure. Catch you guys out there.
All right, let's start up with the upcoming events around the island. And first off is a pretty big one, and that's taking place this Saturday, the 23rd. It is the Steiger Craft Boats Open House. They are located at 99 Bellport Avenue in Bellport. All models will be on display, and tours of their factory and operation will be given. Outboard engine, along with Seakeeper representatives, will also be present. And there may be some seminars going on as well at the event. The Fisherman magazine will have a booth there. Come on down, say hi to us, say hi to all the good folks at Steiger Craft, Seakeeper, and the outboard engine companies as well. For more information on this event, call 631-286-2136. Moving on November 30th is the Lindenhurst Fall Fishing Flea Market. That's at the Fireman's Pavilion again. Then on December 5th is an ASMFC informational webinar on striped bass, the technical report. And from December 9th to December 12th is the Mid-Atlantic Fishery Management Council meeting. For all the details on these events and more event listing, visit thefisherman.com/events.
And now the Dreamboat Fishing Challenge entries for the week. November 30th is getting very close, and there were no new weigh-ins this week, so time is running out to catch Kyle Kraus. So the leaderboard remains the same. Ahmed Solomon at 19 points, Scott Waterman with 24, and Kyle Kraus holding steady at 36. There were no new weigh-ins this week in the Coastal Kayak Clash, and time is running out. Can Bob Wagner land a bigger tog than Justin Oser before the contest ends? We will see. The leaderboard looks like this. Todd Treones has 4 points. Bob Wagner has 9 points, right behind our leader, Justin Oser, with 10 points.
For more than 20 years, anglers everywhere have come to know one thing, that nothing says no to fish bites.
Okay, let's get into the reports this week. I'm going to start off with some reader-submitted photos for you guys. Starting off, Dave Marcus, he sends me a report of a nice surf-caught bass. He got into a bunker blitz from a central South Shore beach. Dave, nice fish. That's a really nice fish this time of the year. Famir, he sent me a picture from up in New Rochelle. He was fishing on the Long Island Sound. This is a beautiful fish. He caught on an orange jig, blackfish jig, and a green crab as bait. The fish was 27 inches and weighed a whopping 12 pounds. He told me it was a truly thrilling experience. Andrew Denzes, he said, last cast I hooked into something huge, got her out, rip and drag all around the boat, got it to the net, and she swims out, got it back in. It was hard pounding. At last, we landed her. 27.5 inches, estimated at about 15 pounds of blackfish. It was a catch of a lifetime off of Mamaroneck, New York, and that's in the western Long Island Sound. And guess what? Even better, he released the fish to fight another day. Might be 16, 17, 18 pounds next year. Moving on, Kevin sent me this picture of his 80-year-old pop, Jimmy Newman. They caught this fish in front of Robert Moses. They said there were thousands of birds, showing us where to go. You got to follow the birds sometimes. Said there was incredible blitzes on top of the water. And the things that did the trick for them were a swim shad and a diamond jig. Then Jackie Mendick, she was fishing on Target Rock Charters. She said it was a beautiful day. I caught these 2 fish with a green crab, put up a good fight, and she loves catching blackfish. The harder you pull, the harder they go back into the rocks. Nice job, Jackie. Moving on, we got some general reports for you too. Starting on the East End, stripers are still holding in the Montauk rips. Not the size that we've been seeing, but there's a lot of action, and there's a lot of slots in there as well. Togging is in high gear right now on the East End. If you can secure a spot on the party boat or a charter boat at the end of the island for some tog, you're going to have some impressive bottom fishing with a potential of a quality fish or two. It's in the Block Island area, Fisher's Island area, and still off of Montauk Point in the deeper waters. Moving on to the South Shore, the beat does go on. Anglers had a blast this week with striped bass. The blackfish action was good too. On the bass front, the fish are definitely on the move. They're all over the inlet, outside the inlets. And on the outside in the ocean, the fish are on sand eels, bunker, butterfish, mackerel. There's a whole bunch of bait out there. The food supply seems endless. These fish seem to be going nowhere. They're still around. They're coming down from Montauk still. Diamond jigs, flutter spoons are working. Trolling has had some great action too, but I did hear live bunker has worked very well. Also in the inlets, I am hearing that spot is working too. On the blackfish front, the bay is still seeing some solid action, but there's a lot of smaller fish now. Ocean is producing on the reefs and wrecks at a Fire Island and Mauritius, but the water still has to cool down a little bit for that bite to turn into high gear. Then on the west end, anglers are having a wild time with fish of all sizes on diamond jigs, soft plastics, again, trolling plugs, topwater plugs, flutter spoons, live eels, and live line bunker. The black fishing is still good at the local bridges on the west end. That means the Montauk, the Meadowbrook is good. They're getting anywhere from keepers up to 6 pounds. And moving on to the North Shore, there were some strong moon tides this week, I could tell you, because I was on the water this weekend and the water was really high. But there are some big blackfish chewing, as you could tell from the earlier reports. But don't worry, once those tides settle down, the bites should be back in action. The togger, they're moving. They're in 50 to 70 feet of water now, a little bit deeper. You also could find some bigger sea bass in the 40 to 50 foot depths. Porgies are still around, closer. They're a little further out now. They're not closer to shore anymore. And also, there are striped bass in the bays and harbors. If you do find some bait, maybe some sandals or some small peanut bunker, you have a shot at some striped bass also. They're also mostly smaller bass, but there are some slot fish in the mix to keep it all interesting. And if you do have a notable catch yourself, email it to me at mbroderick@thefisherman.com. I will try and get into weekly video fishing forecast or the magazine. Our meteorologist, Rich Von Ohlen, has a weather and fishing report for us, and his forecast is brought to you by Premium Bucktails. Rich.
Hey, thanks, Matt. We'll check that weekend forecast. You can always check your favorite apps, weather tools, weather sites, whatever you got. This is a general heads-up, general overview on the upcoming weekend. So got out again this week with the bass insanity that's been going on for many, many weeks here between Jones Inlet and East Rockaway Inlet. Took advantage of that calm day on Wednesday before the storm, and with this storm coming in, it's going to change things up quite a bit. And we at the bass again. Pretty good bite here, mostly on the jigs, up and down Jones Inlet to East Rockaway Inlet. Took a ride there along the beaches, and good sizes again, ranging from about 28 to about 38 inches, and kept a couple slots for the table. Buddy Frankie and I did pretty well. Even had a fluke off the bottom and a sea robin, so you can tell the water temp's still pretty warm out here. So I think we've got some more time to go as more fish come down the beach. Everybody enjoying a really good fall bass run. So water temps, like I said, 50s to near 60. They're going to come down, though, this weekend. We got a storm coming in. The map's showing that storm. Big-time rain, which we need, and then the big-time wind and chill Friday. Saturday, Sunday. The weekend will be a little milder. The surf guys should be great. Boaters, though, a little bit dicey with that wind coming in, 15, 25. So it looks like on the Guru, got a lot of, colors on there with a big westerly right through the weekend. It's going to be a little tough to get out in the boat, but again, surf should be good. And the deal says, just use some caution, be careful with those winds coming in. But it looks like another round of great weather coming in early next week with that westerly back. And that breeze also tends to help the bass bite. Looks like a little breezier, the better, but should be manageable next week. So, again, back out here again. It's just been a beautiful, terrific fall run. Hope you can get out and enjoy. If you do, be safe, catch them up. Have a great weekend. Matt, back to you.
From Sag Harbor, Will and Andy.
Thanks, Matt. A report this week out of Sag Harbor, guys. The fall season is honestly still going strong due to, while the weather's been kind of tough on the wind front sometimes, it's been pretty unseasonably warm for this time of year, so that's good, guys. We still have a ton of great striped bass fishing out east by us still, which is great. So still stuff off of Montauk, out of Shinnecock, so hopefully that just keeps going. We're seeing some albies and stripers still as well, which is great. And then regarding blackfish, we still have some great black fishing out east locally, and also up by the North Fork.
And in addition to all that, guys, the black sea bass fishing still open, still going strong. Same thing with cod as well. Again, a bit more weather dependent, but hopefully things stay warm and calm and the wind's not too crazy. Same goes for those ghost guys, those big bluefin. They're still cruising around. They're still swimming.
Yes, sir.
Will wants to go swim with them. We'll see how that goes, guys. But hopefully, again, wind keeps calm and we get out there and get some fish. So back to you, Matt.
They're not. Oh, Todd! Toggy! Oh, battle 4.
From Shinnecock, let's check in with Mike Dean.
Thanks, Matt. Hey, everyone. Striper fishing has significantly slowed down in between Shinnecock and Moriches, both off the beach and off the boat. Kind of flat surf is not helping anything out for the bit of fish that might still be around of any of those sand eels getting churned up that, you know, I've had one of the best fall runs that I've had in a long time with just a savage bite. So pretty slow, but still a few fish around. Was out on my buddy's boat over the weekend, and while we did find and mark a lot of bunker west of Moriches with the birds and gannets diving, did not connect with any. A couple of the boats that were out did get into a couple of fish trolling mojos, and there was a nice pick of bass, slots, and overs, along with some unders. Around the Fire Island area, and even some bluefin tuna that were crashing. My friends threw out a few casts at those guys with NLBNs and poppers, didn't connect, but very cool to have those fish so close in. Blackfish is still going pretty strong. Still Montauk and those spots around there on Block Island are doing pretty well. A couple of shore-based anglers are getting a couple of keepers. They're pulling out of the inlets and, around any hard structure or boulders. And I'm going to keep trying. It does seem like it's over, but very hard to say the season's over and pack it in. And just quickly, when I believe it was Saturday at sunset, went down to the beach. It was a gorgeous night. Didn't get anything, wasn't really mad about it for this time of the year. And as I was driving off the beach, I see a guy who had been fishing down a bit of a ways from me that had a fish at his feet. And I couldn't really see the size of it until he tried to pick the fish up, and it had to be close to a 30-pound fish, which is just amazing that there really hasn't been any reports of any bigger fish, and that he got into second-year fishing. So Miguel Angel Perez Reynosa got the catch of a lifetime so far for him, his personal best, and released the fish, and it was just a really cool thing to see. And of course, they stayed and took another 40 casts. They didn't catch anything, though. So keep going at it. You never know when these resident fish or just a straggler from the herd is going to show up. So it's not totally over yet. All right, I'll talk to you next week. Back to you, Matt.
From Northport, the Cow Harbor Bait and Tackle Report.
Wow, it's that time of the year. We're pulling the boat November 14th, so we're pulling it out of Huntington Harbor for the winter, and then we'll be back strong again in March. What a great season so far. Right now, for me, it's going to be all about playing around with some bass from the shore, jumping on a few buddies' boats, a charter guy, one of my favorite party boats up here on the North Shore, Buddy James. Gonna blackfish till the season ends and enjoy it with friends. I hope you had a great season. I hope to see you out there still. We're on the local scene, the Huntington, Northport area, all the way down to Stony Brook. We're seeing a little mix of some squid, nothing heavy yet. The bass bite has still been fantastic. You're from the back of the harbors. Back of the harbor slowed down a little bit after this past moon phase. And now we're looking at things. I think you're going to see most of the bass shifting out to the front, particularly now that we're getting colder temps and everything like that. On the blackfish front, fishing off the beach is starting to thin out a bit. I've been out, as recently, even like a day ago, and there are fish, but I'm seeing that they're getting smaller. It's not like some of the larger ones we had in the past weeks, since blackfishing season started. The boats still doing really good, but again, it's slim. You're mostly seeing like open boats up here, or the charter guys, or the big party boat, and that's the name of the game right now. And then of course you have people who are trailering their boats, still taking advantage of this awesome bite we have. But you want to get out there because this is going to shift, and then all of a sudden you'll see it. Like I don't see sea bass, and I'm not seeing any porgies anymore, and that's just typical pattern that we have here. Got some seals in the harbor. That's always great to see. But it tells you, well, let's see if herring show up soon and everything like that, or what else is to come along. It's that time of the season, you know, so getting your gear, come on, drop it off for your yearly maintenance. We're staying really busy in the shop. So I'd love a visit to see you all. And until next week, I bid you all peace and tight lines.
From the Fire Island area and Great South Bay, Captain Al Lorenzetti.
Hey, Matt, Fire Island report. Striped bass and bluefin tuna mixed all on the beach. It's like craziness. You know, slot size fish up to 50-pound bass. You know, bluefin tuna up to 200-300 pounds. So it's crazy fishing. Black fishing is still good. So fishing is excellent. Oh, it looks like a tough weekend in terms of weather, but we'll see what happens with that. So that's it for this week, Matt. Talk to you next week.
With the fly and freshwater report, we have Paul McCain from River Bay Outfitters.
Hello, Matt. Well, today I'm not guiding. I actually decided to take a day off and do a little bit of fishing. And I came here. I came with the Long Island Fly Rodders. They have a Monday a month. Great club. A great club. If you want to learn how to fly fish, the Long Island Fly Rodders is one of the best out there. They do a lot of trips and they have a lot of meetings, and it's just a good club. I recommend it. But I wanted to get out here, and mostly I wanted to come out here and practice with emerger flies and small emerger flies. I'm talking size 22s. Let's see if you can see it here. It's right there. I don't know if you can see it. That's the fly, 22. It's a bars emerger. I tell you, I loved it. I tied up a bunch of them. Really difficult with my eyes, but it was so much fun. And you could tell they're taking emergers. If you see a rise form with a bubble in it, they're taking something off the surface. If you see something where you see the tail and the back coming out of the water, they're taking something right below the surface, right absolutely below. And if you see like a push of water, just look at a dimple, it looks like they're sipping something off. Well, they're actually just about 2 to 3 inches below the water, and their body is making that, and their tails are making that type of rise form. So what I did was I tied up some of these bars emergers and size 22s, and I went out here, and it was crazy fishing. They, you know, they're small enough. There are plenty of midges around, and that's what we're going to have all winter long. I definitely would have some more of these in your box. As far as the rest of everybody caught fish today. They used woolly buggers. They used dry flies. I caught 4 on ant patterns. But it's been a crazy day. Beautiful weather. I mean, this is crazy weather. Just be careful with the forest fires. Don't smoke in the park. You're not allowed to anyway, but don't. Be careful with your cigarette butts. It's like a tinderbox. As far as the saltwater going, well, talking to Bluefish Joe, he went to the beach. Some days it's great. Some days not so great. Some days it's okay. You know, you got to be out there, though. You know, that's the bottom line. You know, and keep track of the tides. There's plenty of fish. The water's still very warm out here. You know, this ocean. I mean, right off the beach, you can see the whales. You can see all the boats are really hammering the big stripers. It's going to be a good season if it holds up, if we don't have any storms. And they're talking about something for next week, but we'll see. Hopefully we'll get some rain. Until next week, tie lines, everybody.
From Huntington, Captain Gaige.
Thanks, Matt. What's up, everybody? Captain Gaige here reporting to you from Huntington Harbor, where I fish 7 days a week for SandCityCharter.com. Check out the website, guys, and stick around for episode number 8 of Bay Rats and Buoys, the podcast. That will follow this fishing report in all the Facebook groups, and thanks to everybody for tuning in and all the positive feedback. If you guys want a free Bay Rats and Buoys podcast sticker, head on over to SandCityCharter.com, fill out the form, and in the comments, just put free sticker and your address, and we'll be happy to get one out to you. Now, guys, it's 55 degrees. I'm sitting on my boat the 3rd week in November. We're a week away from Thanksgiving, and the fishing is still going on here, and that is something to brag about. Now, Last week, we had the full moon on Friday and higher winds. So fishing last week wasn't great. And on Friday, Keith came up from the Carolinas and took one of his local pals out. He took Phil out. And I got to tell you, when I have Northport alumni on the boat, we are not short of any name dropping and storytelling. We had an absolute blast. But what we were short of is keeper tog. On Friday, with that full moon and the water ripping, we did not get any keeper tog. We had 15s, 15s and a half. The rods were bending. We were catching fish. But again, nothing to brag about on Friday. But that all changed over the weekend. And we got out there Sunday on a striped bass trip. And we got halfway across the bay, and I knew that Jack, John, and Megan were in for a treat because I saw birds working for as far as the eye could see. It was incredible. And I went out there later in the day, even after that charter, and threw the drone up just so I could show you guys these birds working. We have the footage on the GoPro, too, so we get it all on the boat here. We record a lot of stuff. And I got to tell you, fishing was lights out, but it was a smaller body of fish. They were 12, 15, 16, 18. If you got a 20-inch bass on Sunday, that was a big fish, and we tagged a whole bunch of them. So I tagged a lot of the 12-inch fish, which they do want me to do, and they ask us to name the fish. So I'm going to ask you guys in the comments below to help us name a 15-inch striped bass that we caught. Come up with a cool name for a 15-inch bass that's a little older than 15 months. A 12-inch bass is around 15 months, so it's a little bit older on the 15-inch side. But come up with a cool name. We'll let you know if we use your name. We'll put it in the post, and that's it. Hope you guys are getting out there catching some fish on both sides of Long Island. It's a great time of the year. Wishing everybody bent rods, tight lines, and I'll see you on Turkey Day. Hopefully I'll still be back here on the boat. Stick around for Bay Rats and Buoys, Episode 8. Let's go!
From the Western Sound, we have Nuno Decosta from Tyalurs Tackle up in Rye.
Hey guys, thanks for having us. Nuno here from Tyalurs. Local fishing, still good. The black fishing, probably one of the best seasons I've ever seen in my lifetime that I've started fishing anyway, maybe at least the last 3 decades. You know, maybe the water quality, the lack of rain has definitely improved here in the western Long Island Sound without all the runoff and everything else. Maybe the lack of bluefish has made the black fishing better, but whatever it is, the black fishing is the best we've seen. Teen-sized fish still coming up in the western Long Island Sound, especially local here in Rye. A lot of guys doing well, and a lot of other places too. Green crabs, obviously, and if you can get your hands on Asians, have been key. Tog jigs work well here. You know, a lot of times we're fishing shallow water. We don't have the extreme currents that you get in Rhode Island or other deep water spots. And then striped bass, lots of schoolies in the area. You know, they come through in droves. You're seeing that these are different classes of fish that are coming through. So different batches because one day they're larger, one day they're smaller. Sometimes they're really small fish and stuff. So these are a lot of the fish that were up in the east and they're migrating through. And we're getting all these biomasses that are cruising on through and migrating south and fattening up on the way out of here. So every day's been pretty good. If you want to fish some larger striped bass, I would recommend getting live eels. We have live eels here. The live eels have been killer for fish up to 40 inches and stuff this past week and the last few weeks, actually. You know, offshore, still a lot of bluefin, a lot of big bluefin out there, some medium-sized bluefin out there, which has been very good, very near shore fishing. I believe the yellowfin is still in the canyons. The weather really hasn't allowed for boats to get out there, and a lot of boats are wrapped up for the season anyway. But guys, we're still open. We're still open every day, 7 to 7. We're here. We have live bait, fresh bait, frozen bait, all your stuff you need, guys. 7 to 7 every day for us.
Raul Ortiz, the urban angler, checks in from around the city area.
Hey guys, Raul Ortiz here, the urban angler with my report. Fishing continues to be good all around the city, Long Island Sound, and South Shore beaches of Long Island. Here in the city, you got fish from schoolie size all the way up to about 30 pounds. On the western part of the Long Island Sound, you got fish from schoolie size all the way up to about 20 pounds now. The further east you go, the better the fishing and the bigger the fish. On the South Shore beaches of Long Island, all the way into Manhattan, guys, there's blitzes happening anywhere from Manhattan to Montauk almost every day over the last 2 weeks now. If you don't know, I've been saying this for a while now, but the bite is hot, guys. Anywhere you go, there's a variety of baits out in the water. Eels, shad, bunker, anchovies. There's a lot of bait in the water, and these fish are hitting almost anything that makes contact with the water. Anything from a diamond jig to topwater, guys. There's a variety of lures. And if you need to get in on this action, I recommend getting out there now, guys. It's only going to last a few more weeks. As you do know, you see New Jersey, they're catching a lot of big fish, but there's still some big ones around here as well. Besides that, I did go out a few times over the weekend and during the week with no success at night at my favorite spot. So I'm hoping with this weather snap that things change on my end. But I did go out, fished around the city, along the East River, caught plenty of schoolies, nothing to take a picture of, but it was a good night. Pretty much one of, it was a lot of action. Let's just put it like that, but nothing picture worthy. Anyway, but besides that, that's all I got for now. Quick shout out to my buddy Raul. Thank you for the picture, and keep it up. And everybody else, it's time. It's time to be out on the water, guys. I recommend getting out there now if you want to get in on this bite. A lot of action, guys. Anyway, tight lines. Back to you, Matt.
Keep in mind, the Fisherman magazine has an apparel store. We have hats, sweatshirts, hoodies, t-shirts. It's all online and free shipping with orders over $100. It is the perfect gift for an angler that you know. And remember, the holiday season is coming up. And why not get them a nice hat, sweatshirt, or t-shirt from the Fisherman magazine? Visit thefisherman.com/shop or click on the card in the upper right. I'd also like to remind you folks that we do have this all available in podcast form on Google Music. Just search for the Fisherman Magazine podcast and subscribe so you can listen to this broadcast along with our other content. And I'd like to close out the video with a little remembrance for Eileen Miller. She passed away recently. Eileen was involved with the Federation. That's the Federation show that would take place in Freeport every year. Also, Eileen owned a small tackle company as well, and she was a frequent angler on the Nancy Ann out of Orient Point. Very unfortunate, very tragic passing of Eileen, and I'm sure many of the anglers that knew her will remember her for the great fisherwoman that she was. So keep her in mind. But anyway, a lot of fishing still going on, guys. There's a lot of striped bass around. The South Shore is loaded right now. Again, anywhere from Montauk, the Central South Shore, going out to the West End. There's big fish on the West End right now. Fishing ain't over yet. We still got some weeks left. Togging is still in full gear on those South Shore reefs and wrecks. North Shore rock piles are hot too. The fish are moving a little deeper now, but there's still plenty of fish to be caught. If you're looking for some holiday fillets for your dinner table, got to get out right now, get that fresh fish. We'll see you next week, Fisherman Magazine.